What's going on, everyone? My name is Brandon. I'm 26 and I am working towards financial freedom. Are you? So today's a little bit different of a video than I normally kind of do. I know my videos are all over the place, but it's about something that I'm really passionate about, and that's investing. And I could talk about investing for hours and hours. When it comes to investing, I think it's really important and I really want to help people out. So I thought I would just share my numbers with you, all the money that I've made this year, 2019, I guess I should say, so last year, I guess. All the money I made in 2019 just from dividends. So basically all the money I made from doing absolutely nothing. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm just going to kind of go through the numbers on the different investment accounts I have, add them up, see what it's like for an average person who's investing, not someone who has, $500,000 or $1 million, something like that investing, just so you can see how much I make so you know that you can do it too, and don't be deterred by the fact that you're not going to be making, thousands of dollars, every month in passive income from investments. First, I think I should probably explain what a dividend is if you don't know what it is. So when you buy a share of a company or an ETF or a mutual fund or whatever you decide to buy through the stock market, you're going to get these things called dividends. And so what that is it's the company paying you out every year. So basically they're paying you out a fraction of what that share is worth. Okay, so say the company is $100 per share. Okay, so you buy that and you have that. And then their dividend payout is, let's say, 2%. So every year you're going to be getting $2 from that company because 2% of $100 is 2. So every year you're going to be getting $2 from that company per share that you have. So if you had 2 shares, you get $4. If you had 3 shares, you get $6, etc. And they can pay that out all at once, or they can split it up into each quarter. If it was 2% of $100, then you'd be making basically 50 cents per quarter. But in the end of the year, depending on if they pay it once or multiple times, you're going to end up with $2 of that $100 share that you bought. So that quickly was just kind of what a dividend is. If you didn't know, there are other things like, unrealized capital gains and realized capital gains, short-term, long-term, all this other stuff. So I don't have any of that on my spreadsheet. I just have my dividends, but I think it's going to be helpful for you guys to just kind of look at the dividends and see what I'm working with for just passive income this year. So as you can see, I've kind of kept track for the past 5 years. So let's just look at 2019 right now, okay? We'll worry about the other stuff later. But I basically have 5 places that I kind of keep my money. So I have Vanguard, which is investment brokerage, M1 Investments, Franklin Templeton, which is investments, although I'm taking all my money out of there this year, and then Robinhood. So those are my investment accounts. I do have American Express on here, which is a high yield savings account. And I'll talk about that first, I think. I guess before I start too, legally, I'm supposed to say that this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but I think this is beneficial for you guys to look at and understand so you kind of can start doing your own research and figuring out what you want to do and how you want to invest. Okay, so getting into American Express. So it's a high yield online savings account. It's basically the exact same thing as your bank account, like your physical bank account. The only difference is that you get more interest. Instead of that 0.01, if you're even making interest, you're getting 1.7% interest, which is, I think, what I'm making right now with American Express. They fluctuate, but it's like 100% more interest than what you would be earning in a physical bank account. I know some people get kind of afraid since it's online. They don't trust the internet. Things are going to be, hacked, all that. But it is FDIC insured, just like your bank. So you really don't have anything to worry about. You're just kind of missing out if you don't put money in here. I just want you to look at these numbers real quick. This year, just with money sitting in an online savings account, I made $112.40 just for my money sitting on an online savings account instead of a bank account, like a physical bank account. Now, I do have money in a physical bank account because that's where I have my debit card. And I pay my student loans and all that stuff off. But all that extra money, kind of, your buffer and all the other things you kind of save for, whether it's you're saving for a house or something and you just don't want to invest that money because you're planning on taking it out soon, things like that, just throw it in an online savings account. American Express makes 1.7% right now, I believe. So American Express, Ally Bank are kind of popular ones that I can think of. There's also a lot of other ones out there. There's some that even pay more. So if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, whether it's investing, how it works, how to do it, where to do it, why I have so many brokerages right now, online savings accounts, credit cards, just like any of that financial stuff, I love talking about it. I'd love to help you out. Just let me know in the comments, hit me up, whatever you want to do. And I can do a video about it maybe or talk to you. So I made $112.40 just for my money sitting in an account doing nothing, just sitting there like it would be sitting in a physical bank. So the really cool thing about this is you can see the 2018 I only made $9 just because I opened it at the end of the year and I just wanted to try it out, see how it worked, everything. So I didn't make that much, but 2019 was the first year that I actually had money in there the whole year. Then I made $112. So if I compare this to my actual physical bank, so back in the day, I kept around $12,000, I think, in my savings account in my physical bank. So if I had $12,000 in my savings account and I was making 0.01% interest, that means I was making like a little over $1 a year, right? Like every month, you get 12 cents or something like that. It's really heartbreaking to see that. So compare that to this $112 that I have in this account. I don't even have $12,000 in there. Like I think throughout this year, I kept somewhere between $6,000 to $10,000 in that account, depending, with me moving stuff around. And I made $112 on it, just sitting there, just like I would in my other account. So it's something to do. If you're not really comfortable investing, whatever, just put your money there. Sure, keep some in a physical bank account, so you don't overdraft and you have your debit card through there, whatever. But like all that, your safety net, like all other things you're kind of saving for that you don't really need to access that day, just put it in an online savings account. It's wonderful. You're gonna earn a lot of money for nothing, so why not do it? So let's take a look at my Robinhood, okay? So Robinhood, I made $150 in dividends. It's a zero commission trading platform, so you can buy stocks, ETFs, whatever you want. So it doesn't take much to start. You can buy a stock for $2. You can buy an ETF for like $100. So if you want to get started, that's a really good way to get started. They're also introducing fractional shares soon. So I'll leave a link in the description to where you can sign up to Robinhood. If you want to, you'll get a free stock. I'll get a free stock, but I'll leave a link down below if you want to do that. And another brokerage similar to this is M1 Finance. I made $17.99 with them this year. They're a little bit different. They're kind of the same idea, no commission brokerage, but you can buy fractional shares. So that means you can buy like 1/100th or 1/1000th or something of a share. So as long as you basically have like $1, possibly even less, you can still buy part of that company. So like Google or Amazon, that's over $1,000, but you don't have $1,000 to buy one whole share of that. You can buy a fraction of a share with, $10 or whatever. You can buy part of that company and still get that growth. I'll leave a link to that below as well if you want to sign up. The reason this number is so low compared to the rest is just I started late with this one. Like I just started it this year. I'm putting more into that because I do like that platform. I really like the concept of fractional shares. It also has a drip, which automatically reinvests your dividends, which Robinhood doesn't at the moment. Well, again, I can talk about all this stuff in another video if you're interested about these brokerages, why I have so many and all that. So next, Vanguard. Vanguard is also very popular. This is where I kind of keep my retirement accounts. I made $102 off of them. It's a really solid company. If you're kind of worried about stock trading, go to Vanguard to get their mutual funds or ETFs. If you're doing mutual funds, it'll cost a little bit more to get started, but you can buy their ETFs, and once again, super low expense ratios, and you can do it with just $100. If you want to buy the ETFs, if you want to do the mutual funds, you might have to need 1,000 or 3,000 depending on what you want to buy, but it's an option. Okay, nextly, Franklin Funds. I made $302. I have some retirement accounts with them. I have some liquid accounts with them. I am moving all my money out of here, but that's a whole nother story, but I made $302. So those are my investments. So as you can see, I made a decent amount of money. It's not like a crazy amount. I didn't make like thousands and thousands of dollars. I can't live off this. So let's take a look at my total, okay? So out of all these 5 accounts, doing nothing, right? These are just dividends. Like I said, I'm just getting, well, the American Express, I'm making interest. But I consider it an investment just because it's still passive income. You're earning interest for doing nothing, which is practically the same thing as a dividend, and I am choosing to put it there instead of keeping it in a bank account, a physical bank account, that is. So altogether, let's take a look at these totals. I made a total of $685.14. Ooh, right? So that doesn't seem like a whole lot, right? I mean, $600 for an entire year, almost $700 for an entire year. That doesn't seem like a lot, but you gotta think about it this way, like that's, let me do the calculations real quick. At $685.14 divided by 12, basically every month I'm making about $57 in passive income. $57, that could be an Adobe subscription, that could be your electric bill, that could be some other subscription you have, I don't know. Like every month you could basically be paying for something. I'm reinvesting all that, so it has a snowball effect and I make more and more every year, which I'll kind of show the numbers for that too. But you know, it's nice to think about. Just say, oh, I could be electric free for a whole month. Or I could, you know, go out and have dinner twice a month for nothing or whatever, just from this. And it's just gonna get bigger, and that's what's cool to think about. And eventually you're gonna have to realize this is kind of what I'm gonna live off of. Like if you wanna retire early, there's a whole 4% rule and all that, which I'm not gonna talk about, but I like to think about it just as in trying to live off my dividends. That's what I would like to do. So another way you can think about it too is like $685, okay? So more or less, you know, I don't know, some people make more than me, some people make less than me. Okay, like just saying more or less, like a week and a half of work, whatever, like a week and a half of pay for free, not doing anything, like that's awesome. Eventually it's gonna be 2 weeks and 3 weeks and a month and 2 months, and eventually you're just gonna be able to live off of it. And that's so amazing, and I want you guys to realize this, and I want you to know that you can do it too. Like, I'm not rich, like I started from scratch, so that's what I wanna show you guys right now. So one cool thing, if you look at this, like, so I have up through 2014 right here, okay? I made $14 because I only started with Franklin Templeton. That's kind of where my parents got me started investing. And I started with, I think, $500. I started investing there and I didn't take it seriously. You know, I put $500 in, I just left it there. Just let it sit, didn't do anything, didn't contribute anything. And I let that go for a couple years. And then in 2016 was when I really kind of figured out what investing could do for me, and I really started to enjoy it. So I started investing more up to 2019, and you can see like how I took off from, you know, $14 and $45, and then I jumped to 94, then I jumped to 176, and then I'm at 230, now I'm at 685, like that snowball effect. So, you know, hopefully next year I can make $1,000 in passive income. You know, I can just kind of keep that ball rolling, keep going, and eventually be financially free where I could quit my job if I wanted to. I could focus, you know, on just doing photography and stuff like that and not have to worry about a paycheck from work. Or you could just use this to go on vacation every year. You know, whatever your goal is, it's beneficial to start investing now. Like I said, there's no excuse really. You can start with Robinhood and M1. You can literally start with nothing. They have like no barrier to entry. You don't have to have thousands and thousands of dollars saved up like you used to. You don't have to pay money to trade like you used to. It's really becoming available to the people, and I think we should start taking advantage of it. Even if you don't feel comfortable investing, at the least you can put it in an online high yield savings account. Just make 100 times more interest than you would at the physical bank, and you can just use that money for whatever you want. You can reinvest it, you can keep saving it so it compounds. You know, get to that point where eventually you're starting to make more through this passive income and reinvest it than you actually can save each paycheck, you know? That's the goal. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Like I said, this is just to inspire you. I'm not rich. I started with nothing. I'm still not rich, but I wanted to share my journey with you guys, inspire you to do the same thing, because I want everyone to be financially secure. We don't know if we'll have Social Security, etc., etc. I just want everyone to be financially stable when they're older, and honestly, I don't want anyone to work until they die at their place of work instead of being able to relax, travel, do whatever you want. You know, I want everyone to be financially free. So that's all I got for you guys today. Leave a like, comment if you have any questions, or if you want to see any video topics, I can talk about it. And yeah, I will see you next time.